Hello, it's John Bauman again. Thanks for tuning in to this video. I have another question here that is from one of the practice sets, and it talks about an equilibrium price that has decreased and the equilibrium quantity has not changed. We're trying to figure out which one of the following changes have taken place. So in A it says demand and supply must have increased. Answer B, demand and supply must have decreased. Answer C, demand must have decreased, supply must have increased. And choice D is demand must have increased and supply must have decreased. So see if you can figure this out on your own, and then I'll give an explanation. So let's take a look at the first option, answer A. Answer A says demand and supply must have increased. If we make those changes and we start with a regular demand curve, here's the demand curve here, and we look at the upward sloping supply curve, we notice that the equilibrium right now, of course, is at the intersection of those two curves. So the price is here. Let's say the price is at $5 and the quantity is at 8. Now if demand is going to increase, then the demand curve is going to shift to the right. It's an increase. So demand's going this way. And the supply must have increased, so if that's the case, then supply goes here, so it's S2. And you notice that the new equilibrium is at this point here. The old equilibrium is here, and the new equilibrium is right here. And that is a situation where actually it looks like the price has stayed about the same. Official answer here would be the price change is unknown, but it can definitely have stayed the same, and quantity has increased. Well, the question here asks for a situation where the quantity doesn't change very much, and the price must have decreased. So this answer, A, is definitely not the correct answer. So now let's take a look at the second answer. It says demand and supply must have decreased. Let's see if that will decrease the price and keep the equilibrium quantity the same. So again, here's supply curve, S1. There's the downward sloping demand curve. So let's just start that way again. It's our initial situation. And now both supply and demand are going to decrease. So let's say that demand decreasing, that's shift to the left. The supply is decreasing, that is also a shift to the left. So any decrease is going to be shift to the left of any curve. And the initial equilibrium is here, the new equilibrium is right here, and that looks like a situation where the price has stayed about the same and the quantity has decreased. Well, the question asks where the price goes down and the quantity doesn't change very much, so that is also not the right answer. So here's the third answer, answer C. Again, we have our starting position, S1, D1, equilibrium starting point is here. And this answer says demand decreases. So we're going to shift the demand curve to the left. So that becomes the new demand curve, let's say D2. And supply increases, so the supply is going to shift to the right. So the supply curve is going to shift to the right, and that's S2 now. Now you can see the equilibrium of the two green curves is here. And the question says we're looking for a situation where the price of the product decreases significantly. That has definitely happened here. We go from that intersection point, that price and quantity, to this one right here. And the quantity did not change very much. Well, that's the case here as well. As you can see, again, the price was here, and now it's here. The price is measured on a vertical axis. And the quantity is measured on a horizontal axis. So this is the quantity right here. And indeed, that is at a point now, the new intersection, where it hasn't changed very much. So this answer actually explains the question. The price has decreased significantly and the market quantity doesn't change. Now we could look at answer D. but you can graph answer D on your own and see, and just to make sure that is not a change that we were looking for in the description. So the correct answer here is answer C.